Welcome to Q&A Wednesday. I'm going to jump right in. Has the heart attack affected the way that I feel about living so far from, well, anything really? So it was a heart failure, which is a different thing to a heart attack. Same outcome, you know, you're ill and unwell. Cause other things called AFib and high blood pressure. But ultimately, what it did tell me is I love being here and I love being on the land. I also, you realise that actually it doesn't matter how far you are from things, there's always a way to sort them out. I absolutely have to be more careful about it, but ultimately it's not a problem being so far from everything. What do we live on day to day, and do we have other work? Some of you may know we have a woolly hat business, thanks to these guys. It's why everything started really. When we took them on as orphans, we had to figure out what we would do with their wool, and we decided to start making woolly hats. It's really great. I mean, it's something we'd never done before. An amazing thing to learn how to do. Everything's done by hand, everything's spun. So that's what we do for the majority of our time. It's a very time-consuming thing, but great. We do also do other freelance work if we're asked to, from the industries we used to come from, but we try and avoid that where we can. Hello, hi. So yeah, it's a situation that we want to live a life where we are surviving off of the land and off of the farm and through doing things a little bit differently. Do we have a garden presently or plan on having one in the future? There was a small garden when we arrived. It obviously 30 years of being overgrown. The aim is to reinstate that and hello guys, do something interesting there. We want to focus on planting up fruit and veg and in other parts. We've got a polytunnel that is one of the projects we're doing. So that's part of a longer term set of plans. Have we considered a donkey? Because they are a good guide animal. I have looked at donkeys. I think at the moment it's a bit beyond our capabilities. Next we're looking at getting some pigs and chickens. We did have chickens when we first came here, when we came from the island. They unfortunately were eaten by all the predators that are around here, which is a real shame. It just made us think about how we would introduce other animals to the farm. But it's a great idea. I do love the idea of a donkey. I've got to convince Yvonne that it's a good idea though. We have 100 acres. What are we using it, or will we use it for? That's a really good question. You may have seen my attempt at making sourdough bread, and Yvonne doing it extremely well before that. If not, I'll put a link up here so you can go and have a look at it and have a laugh. We would like to start growing a bit of wheat on the land. It's called landrace wheat, so it's an ancient wheat that sits outside of all of the other big companies who try and sell people seeds. It means that we can do it the way it used to be done, where you take some of it to use for making flour and then you keep some of it to reseed the next year. So that's one of our plans. We'd then like to make sourdough bread and sell it to the local community. So we're going to do that with part of the land. We are looking at increasing the cattle herd, the sheep. Obviously we're going for pigs as well. They will take up land, but the key is that we don't stress the land that we've got. We want to allow things to grow like this. I'm sure most farmers would think we're nuts doing it this way, but we want to avoid cutting and the grass where we can. We do have to remove some of the nasty bits and bobs that are on the land, but yeah, that is the idea. Oh, again. Oh, you monkey. What you doing? You are a strange old thing, aren't you, hey? Every week. Every week you do this, don't you, hey? Right, so, yeah, we don't, oh, that looks a bit wonky to me. Hello, Trouble. Hi, Trouble. Really great question. Really great question. Who takes care of the farm when we are away? You may have seen in a few of the vlogs cameo appearances by Alan. Alan's been amazing. He's a neighbour. Obviously, neighbour means a different thing here because it's quite a long way away, but he has been really amazing help here. And I would not have been so I would not have been able to cope so much after going to hospital if it hadn't been for Alan. He loves looking after the animals. He keeps an eye on them. He helps around here as well. It's amazing. I'm so grateful to having such a great friend. We also have other friends that will look in when we're not here. It's really important that these guys and the cows are looked at regularly every day. You know, we'd hate for anything to happen to them. So that's how we look after the place when we're not here. We are renovating the static caravan. Will we still be converting the container? Absolutely we will. We'll be converting the container. It's still one of the summer projects. It just seemed like the right thing to do with the static because it's almost there. And we're moving relatively quickly through the projects. Obviously, I've got to slow down a bit, so I have to take that into consideration. And having a static caravan that people can come and stay on the farm and help out makes a lot of sense. But absolutely, still converting the container. It'll still be accommodation. So yeah, that's one of the projects going on now. It's a strange thing, you know. Having heart failure has really influenced everything that's going on around the farm, and it's made us change the order of things. Current projects that we're going to be working on are sorting out the byre, which is the barn that's connected to the tiny house, and I need to turn that into somewhere that temporarily I can use to do a bit of exercising, a bit of weightlifting, things to build up my strength. So that's happening in the next week or two. We'll get around to putting a new roof on it, hopefully before winter. So yeah, that's a big project. Are you guys harvesting rainwater, or do we take all of our water from our borehole? At the moment, we take everything from our borehole. However, when we first got to the land, we put a big above ground water container on the land because we didn't have a borehole that worked. We're going to repurpose that so we can collect water off of the roof for the new barn that's going up. I think it's a great idea to do that. We're also going to put in place a new pond. We'll get permission to do that so that we've got sort of water security for ourselves and for the livestock. Hello, what you doing? Hi, yeah, hello, yeah. So at the moment, yes, we just use our borehole. In the future, we are looking at harvesting rainwater all over the farm. An interesting question here, and probably we haven't made it clear to those who are newer to the channel or have only seen a few of them. Someone's asked here, which island in the Orkneys do we live on? Although we visited the Orkneys when we were looking at a new place, a new home for the flock, we ended up finding this place on mainland Scotland. So we're on the mainland. Orkney was lovely, just couldn't find anywhere that was right. Really great question here. What will we do with the sheep when they die? As sad as it is, now when we lived on the island, you were allowed to bury them because there wasn't any way of removing them. Unfortunately, due to the law across the UK, if one of these lovely family members passes away, or when they do, we have to give them up to a government approved fallen stock remover, which is really sucks. It seems a bit stupid, but you know, when they make one rule to fit everybody, it tends to make it harder for others. So unfortunately, they get taken away and we never see them again, which I'm not a big fan of at all, but there's nothing we can do about it. Oh, hello, yes, oh gosh. All right, yes, hello. I've sort of answered this question a bit earlier, but sort of just clarify it. What will our next project be? Well, beyond the static caravan, it has to be making the byre usable for me to put some exercise equipment in, because it's really important I keep working my heart and building its strength. My weeks are fairly disjointed at the moment because I'm visiting hospital either once or twice a week. That's either for rehab or blood tests, or just general checking or changing of medications, all that sort of stuff. So it's really important I try and reduce the amount of time that I have to do that by doing everything I can to be fit and healthy. I hope you've enjoyed. Oh God, you're a pain in the butt. How many times do you have to do that to get my attention? Hey? Oh, you're funny. You are so funny. Hello. It would seem there are hazards to doing the Q&A in the field, but it's a great opportunity for me to spend a bit of time beyond the normal with the flock. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you've enjoyed the vlogs in general. I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. If you have any questions, please put them down below. Any subject's great. If you liked it, it'd be amazing. Hit the like button, do the whole subscribe thing, it'd be awesome. Again, a really big thanks for everyone who is taking part in this crazy journey with us. Until next week, have a great week.